expansion complete. The map has been updated. Marker place. Marker removed. Marker removed.
Hola, Marque. Estaba hablando y tenía el micro apagado. Estoy bien pendejo. Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? ¿Cómo le va? ¿Cómo le andamos? ¿Cómo le vamos? Yo como pendejo hablando acá y no me estaban oyendo, qué pena. No sé, Mar, ¿qué tal está mi nuevo? Juzguenme ahí el nuevo Berlin que estoy usando. No sé si les gusta o lo cambiamos por otro o estaba mejor el otro. Yo ya me había aburrido el otro, por eso lo cambié. Ese moradito estaba como que muy chillón en las transmisiones y este color está como más sobrio. Me gustó. No sé qué piensan ahí de este nuevo Berlin. Voy por el auto. Tareas y retos. A ver qué pasó aquí. Ok. Ush, me dieron bastante. Dice, logro existencia de vehículos tantos. Bien. Entonces, ahora...
About this OKB-0 Emmerich was talking about. Its location and features match the citadel in the mountains northeast of the
Sí, me di cuenta, jajaja, está precioso, le queda muy bien. Le quedó muy bien, bueno, gracias.
Left in ruins following one of Genghis Khan's campaigns. Its occupants changed time and again due to war, and it was expanded on more than one occasion. Ultimately, it fell into the hands of the Soviet philosophers. The Soviet army was using it as the headquarters of its Afghan invasion force. But it would seem that Skullface's connections with the philosophers gave him license to develop Sahelanthropus there. And that's what Emmerich was doing at the place, before he got the axe. But OKB is a designation the Soviets use for weapon design bureaus. There's no way they'd have one of those in Afghanistan. And in principle, the numbers that follow OKB are always integers above 1. There is no 0. Perhaps this was a secret facility of the Soviet and Chinese philosophers dating back prior to World War II. Though it's more likely Skullface just picked a fake name that more or less fit the Soviets' pattern. He doesn't go there often, but he sure as hell won't miss this. They use the heliport on top of the tower for his visits. Start by heading for the heliport. Then wait for your chance to make contact with Skullface.
It seems Sahelanthropus' armor is made from depleted uranium. That offers some serious protection. The U.S. military is planning on using it for its main battle tanks, too. Maybe that's where Emmerich got the technology.
Uranium? They're using nuclear fuel for armor now?
No. What they use for nuclear fuel is uranium-235, which is extracted from natural uranium. Depleted uranium is a byproduct of that process. Sort of like the leftovers, I guess. The garbage. Uranium-235 makes up 0.72% of natural uranium, whereas depleted uranium contains only 0.2%.
What are the benefits of using it for armor?
It's a pretty short list. Uranium's a heavy metal, like lead, meaning it can hold a greater amount of kinetic energy. But it also boasts a hardness closer to tungsten. That makes it an ideal material to use for, say, armor-piercing ammunition.
Va a hacer esa misioncilla.
Its volume is less than that of ceramics, but for an equal weight.
¿Quién deja una camioneta ahí?
So why use it then?
According to Emmerich, it came down to him being unable to source ceramics technology from a manufacturer. Plus, given that it's an upright walking vehicle, he wanted to reduce the bulk of certain areas. Despite all that, depleted uranium still makes for some tough armor, and Emmerich says it's been proven in live fire tests. It stops most Soviet tank shells. We've inoculated the staff with Wolbachia to keep them from becoming symptomatic.
That should also contain the infection. How did this happen in the first place?
It has to have been a Cypher spy within our ranks.
If this is so, then why the Kakongo strain? If their intent was to wipe you out. Skullface said the remaining English parasite was close to the boss. If this latest strain was his doing, he wouldn't have tipped his hand. It is possible someone brought eggs onto the base without knowing. Stuck to their shoes, clothing. Now that makes the most sense to me.
And where did the eggs come from?
You mentioned that your boss visited Nzoya Badiopulu.
Sure, but his gear's disinfected immediately upon return.
Then he was not the carrier.
And not just the boss. All staff dispatched to high-risk regions were quarantined on the flight back. When the symptoms first appeared, we checked and disinfected all equipment used up to that point. Any and all prisoners, soldiers, materials, and animals extracted during missions were also quarantined.
So, that just leaves. I have seen children around here. Where are they from?
All over. Some were being held hostage at a mine. Then there were the troublemakers at Wala Yamasa.
Wala Yamasa?
Yeah.
Their clothes, their things. Did you burn them?
They're just kids. We couldn't. And besides, not one of them's shown symptoms.
The parasites don't infect prepubescent hosts. Their vocal cords are not fully developed. Well, if infection doesn't occur in children, it is possible they carried eggs on their clothes, and the infection spread from them.
Check the kid's stuff.
I doubt there is any trace left by now.
But if there is, some of those kids must be close to hitting puberty. How could we have missed this?
Enemy present. Please select
The name Wala Yamasa got quite a reaction from you. I'm guessing the Kakongo strain was released in that village. Cypher used that region to experiment with vocal cord parasite transmission. The Kakongo strain. The settlements around the refinery upstream of Wala Yamasa
supply drop
were the proving grounds. They would infect one villager, then record transmission speed. Dangerous work. If they failed to contain the infection, it would slip into the surrounding regions. At which point the world found out about the parasites, making them useless as a weapon. Incredible they'd risk such a thing. The test site was densely populated too. A terrible place for such experiments. No doubt, they thought burning everything would wipe away all traces. The settlements were covered in oil anyway. Who would wonder if one day they caught fire? And so it did. They burned it all. Living and dead.
Those remains.
But they miscalculated. Transmission speed was far faster than anticipated. It may have been the temperature.
That's the target.
Hygiene standards. Or perhaps the parasites reacted quickly to
Kikongo. Whatever the reason, nearly all villages were swiftly infected, and the settlements reduced to mounds of corpses. Making matters worse, the dry season was ending. When it came time to burn the village, the Muneni River had swelled. Many of the bodies were waterlogged.
Meaning they didn't burn completely.
The corpses still contained viable eggs, and the larvae washed downstream. And when the people downstream drank that water,
That marked the end for Bwala Yamasa.
I learned all of this at the mansion. I warned him of the risk of eggs getting out.
And
We are prepared for any eventuality.
I get it. Putting the oil field back online. The oil leaks saner. They plan to pollute the river. Prevent the spread of infection.
but the oil flow was stopped. And downstream, the people of Masa village started using the water again. The PF soldiers deployed at the village were locals, spoke Kikongo. They were infected, and the kids survived.
I've heard enough.
And who stopped the flow of oil?
Don't.
We did.
That confirms it. The source of the Kikongo strain infection was Masa village. And the children brought it here. It is no one's fault. There is no blame to be cast.
The parasites, they were tested in other regions?
Their physiology requires that they be tested under varied conditions. Another test site was in Afghanistan.
So it was the parasites there.
Both the Pashto and Tajik languages are spoken in the mountains of Afghanistan, and population density is low. Ideal testing grounds for how accurately the parasites target only the specified language. It is also relatively easy to prevent the spread of infection.
And the results?
The first test, I am told, was a success. Once the Pashto Mujahideen were infected with the Pashto strain, they were all but wiped out.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
It was doubly successful. No Tajik Mujahideen or Soviet soldiers became symptomatic.
So the parasites proved...
He's coming too. Roger that.
What about the second test?
Also supposedly a success. The Pashtun village was the target. However, the original aim was to obtain samples of the infected. In this, they failed.
And the village?
The Soviets enacted a standard scorched earth operation.
That must have been the village where Malak lived, before being held captive at La Mahate Palace.
Having had more time to think on it, the details shared may have been false. They are madmen who would do anything to cover up the truth.
They certainly seem to like tossing their problems in the fire.
As a boy, Skull
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
perhaps that is what fuels his fixation with fire.
Your Wolbachia stopped the infection all right, but I still don't get it. How can a few bacteria change males to females? I know they're only bugs, but
It is not such a rare thing in the natural world. Many insects and nematodes are infected with Wolbachia.
but why?
They nest in the cell cytoplasm of the host, even in the egg cells, with the result that the offspring are born infected.
Mother-to-child transmission.
However, Wolbachia cannot nest in sperm because they do not have cytoplasm. So even a successful infection of a male ends after a single generation. This means the Wolbachia must resort to maximizing the population of infected females.
Sounds like an ethnic cleansing campaign on a tiny scale.
Gender change from male to female.
He's coming too. Roger that.
So more females means more Wolbachia carriers, so it can keep thriving in the following generations.
But the parasites in a human host are supposed to be a mating pair. If there's no male, there'll be no offspring at all. It's killing itself.
Slow down. This tactic is intended for environments where a single male can copulate with multiple females. Originally, the Wolbachia did not infect the vocal cord parasite.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Extraction arrived at
Modifying the Wolbachia so that it could infect monogamous pairs. The Wolbachia's greatest multiplying tactic, the male-to-female change, worked against
Listo acá.
in the monogamous parasites. Just as you said. Then I performed repeated selection of Wolbachia strains until I achieved 100% certainty of male-to-female conversion.
Creating female-female pairs, unable to reproduce.
And you say the Wolbachia affects the host of the host, that is, us, cutting off our means to reproduce?
It is almost certain. Of course, we will not turn female. After all, mammals possess no natural gender-changing function. But some Wolbachia strains can cause cytoplasmic incompatibility in the host.
Is that some cell deformity?
Put simply, it means the altered sperm of infected males kill the female's egg on contact.
And that's happened to us?
Yes. And yet, what occurs in humans is not just simple CI. To date, there are no cases of Wolbachia affecting humans. The fact that this strain causes this effect, is it the vocal cord parasite's affinity with humans? I do not know enough to say for sure.
So the parasite warps the host. Reminds me of what Skullface said.
It is the way of all organisms to create their own optimal environment. Just look at you and this baby.
O sea, igual,
That cannot do this are doomed to extinction.
si todo el mundo se infecta de parásitos y vacunan a todo el mundo con Wolbachia
Is another organism.
y la Wolbachia los deja estériles,
Parasitism.
igualmente con el tiempo la gente desaparecería.
In this way, the host too is challenged to adapt.
O sea, la cura es igual que la enfermedad. ¿Qué perro? Se inventó algo que o lo mata con la enfermedad o lo mata con la cura. O al futuro no tiene descendencia.
Now, we must wait for the Wolbachia to multiply in the larvae.
How is the disease transmitted? If it's carried by insects or rodents, then...
There is no intermediate host.
So...
The vocal cord parasites lay their eggs in the larynx of the host. Most hatch and migrate to the lungs, but some are transported to the mouth through ciliary movement. Mixing
Ya se transmite como el coronavirus.
Saliva. Droplet transmission.
Sneezing, coughing. Any food or water containing infected saliva. It would spread fast.
Indeed. And when the larvae migrate to the lungs, symptoms can resemble the early stages of a cold, making it easy to infect others.
Meaning a simple conversation would be enough to pass it on.
Como el coronavirus, perros.
What happens after the larvae migrate to the lungs?
It is as I said before. They mature by feeding on alveolar tissue. It is only then that noticeable symptoms appear in the host.
By that point, it's too late. He's infected everyone else. It's one hell of a weapon you've created.
That is what Black Anna wanted. Something that would spread easily, In truth, he's not the reason. But we will discuss that another time.
The Wolbachia have multiplied. We're preparing to extract them and begin vaccinating. But is this really the only way? Sure, it'll prevent infection, but the cost?
You would rather remove their vocal cords?
No. Tactical communication's the linchpin of what we do.
What if we were to ban the use of Kakongo?
Insufficient. First, there's no guarantee that only the Kikongo strain is here. Second, there is the matter of how the parasites lay their eggs. Before they can copulate, they must be exposed to the pronunciation of a specific language for a period of time, like a container filling with water. But the duration between when the container is full and when the copulation actually begins varies from case to case. In other words, even if the infected stop speaking as a countermeasure, it may already be too late. The only true solution is to prevent copulation through the Wolbachia, or by physically removing the affected tissue.
Do any anti-parasitics work?
It sounds as though you have already tried.
Yeah. We tried every one there is, and nothing.
I have yet to find a medicine that can remove the parasites. At best, it temporarily covers their ears.
Why is that?
Because the parasites are companions to us. To remove them inevitably harms the host.
Companions?
More than you think. And this is why the human immune system cannot eliminate them.
The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
¿Y aquí qué hay? Ah, mire, metal común. Ah, la latilofilia, que es importante. Metal. Cabritas. Mira, mira, que me encontré acá. Planos. Ah, qué bien. Valió la pena venir hasta acá. Tener que pasar por acá sin que me vean.
Enemy presence. The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Vamos para arriba, muchacho.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Hallo Skaders, dit is Sirke. Het stellicht is afgegaan. Lijkt zoals een probleem met die krachtbron. Die ook al die naarstel gaan kijken naar die krachtstelsel. CP, dit is Delta 1. Zal onderzoek zo gauw als mogelijk. Uit.
Analysis complete.
You gotta extract him.
CP, dit is Zulu 1. Het schade aan toerusting hier. Moet vijandige activiteit.
Debe haber algún huequito para yo colarme por acá.
Zeg met onderzoek. Zo gauw als mogelijk. Uit.
Ay. Ah, bueno, entonces lo creo yo. ¿No hay? Mierda. Pensé que podía volar eso.
Get him!
Weather will clear shortly. Development complete. Development complete.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Sun will rise momentarily.
CP, dit is Delta 9. Geen teken van die vijand. Ons staakjes zoekt hem. Oor. Dit is CP, begrijp. Wees paraat. Uit.
Vamos es para allá. ¡Ah, su madre!
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
¡Qué mierda! ¡Ah! Tocó pedir un auto. Habían bombas ahí.
Please supplies requested.
Instalaciones de la base. Plataforma de desarrollo.
Vehicle drop complete. Commencing platform construction.
Desarrollo. Armas e ítems. Vamos a desarrollar algo más interesante.
Please specify a project.
Ahí llevo el tanque. Vamos a ver si está... A ver si se desarrolla la que viene con silenciador. Bomba Motolop. Sonar activo. Traje de parásito. Señuelo activo. Señuelo aturdidor es el que estoy. Granada de humo que hace aumento de duración de efecto. Ya no puedo crear nada más.
Development complete.
Para ir allá toca dar la vuelta por este lado, así que vamos de para allá. Traje de sigilo en nuevo nivel. Hijo de madre todos.
Development complete.
Ah, no son cebras normales. Y esas no son cebras normales.
An okapi. They're only found in the wild in one stretch of Zaire. Today must be your lucky day, boss.
Por aquí como que nunca había venido. La verdad este pedazo nunca lo había conocido. Qué raro lugar por acá, no me acuerdo nunca haber pasado por acá.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Ah, miren, este es el otro lado de la...
Detected. The map has been updated.
Ah, ya de razón, nunca había venido por acá.
Analysis complete.
Ah.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Bueno, parece que eso está allá. Apoyo del compañero, quiet.
Please select a deployment point. Dispatch requested. Buddy departing area of operations. Please select a drop point. Supplies requested. Supply drop complete.
¿Qué hice? Ah, la madre, no me van a caer los... No me van a caer aquí, van a caer en ese techo. No puede ser posible, vamos a ver.
The map has been updated.
Sí, cayeron allá. Ya sabe quién nos va a recoger. Ah, mírenlos, cayeron. Qué bien. Atravesaron el techo.
Caution, rain approved.
Quiet.
Ah, no, me dio el burro.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
La tilofilia, esta es importante, esta. Esa mata es siempre muy importante, la latilofilia. Nacho RC, saludos parcero, gracias por ese like parcero. Creo que tengo que cambiar ciertas cosas de este nuevo overlay, como donde salen los likes porque salen muy arriba y tapan lo otro. También creo que debo poner el chat, que se me olvidó poner el chat en este overlay.
Analysis complete.
No sé si es que solamente en este lugar hay esos 4
Enemy presence detected.
o hay algo
The
más.
map has been updated.
Vamos a averiguarlo.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Analysis complete.
Faltan los 2 que están allá. Allá hay 2.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
You have arrived at your destination.
Nos vemos.
Side ops list updated.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Please the landing zone confirmed. Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Support helicopter requested.
Ah, ya queda al otro lado de del valle.
It's getting misty. That'll keep visibility down, but watch you don't walk right into an enemy.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. Have arrived at LZ. Will stand by.
That's a Nubian
Support
goat.
helicopter has
It's a dairy
arrived.
breed whose milk is ideal for cheese production. It's also butchered for meat, but don't get any ideas.
Listo, vamos a hacer la misión ahora de... La misión de historia, vamos a hacerla. Ya nos queda...
Gaining altitude.
Ya nos queda poquito. Voy a ver si logro cambiar el overlay mientras carga todo eso. Aquí debe estar.
Departing.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Este. Ya.
Side ops list updated.
Ya lo encontré. Es acá. Bueno, entonces vamos a la misión de la historia. El evento del mosquito. Tareas y retos.
Please select a mission.
Seleccionar compañero. Mariposa malévola, no. Mariposa culpable. Que ya viene con silenciador. Perfecto. No necesito vehículo por el momento. Seleccionar equipo. Armas principales. Aquí. Esta. Sí, creo que eso es todo. Cuanto antes. Ya. Todo. Agregar.
Before setting it loose in Afghanistan. There's a good chance he's got nukes too. Boss, we need to figure out what Skullface is up to. If you make contact with him, get him to talk. The ethnic cleansing parasites, Sahelanthropus. Find out what his plans are. Stop him while we still can.
Bueno, acabo de cambiar y meter chat. Ah, pero sí, ya se ve el chat, pero se ve en negro. Entonces, se ve en negro. Vamos a poner esta letra. Ahí. Trabajarnos acá.
Be careful down there, boss.
Vamos a ver cómo sale el mensaje. Pues sí sale grande, pero habría que... Vamos a hacer esto. Color. Ah, bien. Bien. Ese. A ponerlo en un poco más grande. Vamos a ver que cambie esto. Vamos a darle al overlay actualizar. Vamos a escribir algo. Chan. Ahí ya escribí, pero creo que está un poquito demorado. Ahí ya está escrito. Vamos a ver, aquí sale. Ah, ya sale todo. Ah, perfecto. Ahora sí. Ese es el chat. No tenía el chat ahí. Se me olvidó ayer ponerlo, pero ya está ahí. Perfecto, perfecto. Ahí está, ahí está, ahí está. Creo que ahí queda bien. Aunque podría bajarle un poquito el tamaño. Que está grande, siempre este tamaño es mejor. Y listo. Démoslo en ese tamaño. Pero ya por lo menos se ve, que es lo importante. Ahora bien, entonces apoyo de compañero, búsqueda.
Please select a deployment
Allá.
point.
Soviet soldiers in that area are all dead. Apparently XOF unleashed the Russian parasite strain. To isolate the facility, they first spread reports of a chemical weapon leak. The infection won't spread into the surrounding regions. Still, I think they just exterminate the men who worked with them all this time. Skullface must be making his final play.
Buddy has infiltrated our map has been updated.
Me pego eso rojo y mínimo explota.
Eli snuck into the cargo on board the chopper. His idea of an escape attempt? Who can say? We'll think of how to deal with him later. Snake, do you read me? I know more than anyone about OKB-0 and Sahelanthropus. Boss, I've made up my mind. I want to be of use to you, not him. Let me work to pay for what I've done. I'll prove it, that I've always been your ally.
Boss, I'll be focused on coordinating backup here at Mother Base. The chain of command is still in place. If you have orders, give them through Miller as usual.
Skullface is in OKB-0. Start by making contact with him. The facility itself is under the control of XOF, Cypher's strike force. We have no hard data on their force strength, so your judgment in the field will be key. Boss, we're finally here. Find Skullface, and take everything from him. XOF has occupied the facility. Skullface must be close.
Analysis complete.
Vamos a ver qué tal es la infiltración hoy.
Analysis complete. Clouds approaching.
Good work. 2 more gates to go.
Still all quiet at the silo. No sign of Skullface or his Goliath.
Surely they can't already have... No, never mind. Boss, get down.
The enemy sniper.
Stay low and crawl along the ground. That should enable you to sneak past enemies. Prepare to fire. Second gate. Only one gate left. From here on in, you're in the enemy's headquarters.
Something's wrong.
They could still be in the area. Out.
Development complete. Development complete. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
CP, this is Delta 2. Lost eyes on enemy. Checking last points of contact. Over. This is CP. Understood. Investigate the area, but stay alert. Out.
Clouds approaching.
CP, this is Delta 2. Hostile down on sight. Searching now. Over. This is CP. Understood. Search every corner. They gotta be around here somewhere. Out. Hey! You okay?
You gotta extract him. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
CP, this is Delta 2. The balloon just pulled unfriendly into the air. We likely have an intruder. Please advise. Over. This is CP. Understood. Further losses are unacceptable. Keep your eyes open. Out. CP, this is Zulu 1. We finished our search of the area. Couldn't find anyone. Over. This is CP. Understood. Stay alert. Don't let them get the drop on you. Out.
Get your waiting, huh?
Freeze!
Get your waiting, huh? Get your
¡Me lo escolé!
They stopped coming after you. Boss, it might be a trap. His ride has arrived. Don't let Skullface get away. Stop him at the heliport.
Map has been updated.
Boss, can you see the heliport? Skullface is right there. Make contact with him and make him talk. We have to stop him before his plan is set in motion. Salamandropus is somewhere inside there.
Threat in the air.
Listo, llegamos.
You too have known loss,
¿Qué es eso?
and that loss torments you still. You hope hatred might someday replace the pain, but it never goes away. It makes a man hideous, inside and out. Wouldn't you agree? We both are demons. Our humanity won't return. You, me, we've no place to run, nowhere to hide. And that is why I'll show you my demon. Follow me, big boss!
Fight if it comes to that. That's our leverage against him, our deterrent. He doesn't want a war on his hands.
Whatever the Navajo told you, it's just one possible solution derived by Cypher. My will is different. I've known you since your time at Langley. I've long been the other side of your coin. 1964, Soviet territory. Fox's first mission. Any mess you made, I was there to clean up. You completed your tasks, and admirably. The information you returned was far more than enough to fill our pockets. With it, our futures became, more or less, set in stone. And then the Major came to me with an idea. Washington doesn't know how to spend money, he said. I'd like to redirect it. His goal was an organization dedicated solely, covertly, to supporting America. Cypher. You know the rest. To him, it was mourning the loss of his friend. Or rather, an act of revenge on the world. But America, most of all. America is a country of liberty, a meeting of immigrants. Instead of simply assimilating, its citizens live alongside others. Their roots are very diverse. America's never been made up of just one group. But he tried to forge a single consciousness for it and from it. The idea that every citizen would use free will to unite behind their country. Unilateralism like that can't be entrusted to any one individual. So the Major sought a system that used information, words, to control the subconscious. unite America and the entire world. The Major thought this was his friend's rule, but I think he never understood what she wanted. Before he ever wept or cried, even before he was born, his mother tongue was English. He doesn't know the pain of losing his own language. Not yet. He cannot understand her will. I do. I was born in a small village. I was still a child when we were raided by soldiers. Foreign soldiers. Torn from my elders, I was made to speak their language. With each new post, my masters changed, along with the words they made me speak. Words are peculiar. With each change, I changed too. My thoughts, personality, how I saw right and wrong. War changed me, and not only my visage. Words can kill. I was invaded by words, burrowing and breeding inside me. A philosopher once said, "It is no nation we inhabit, but a language." Make no mistake, our native tongue is our true fatherland. My fatherland. My truth was stolen from me. And so was my past. All that's left is the future. And mine is revenge. On those who leech off the words of their fellow man. This is what I learned from the Major. And then it hit me. It was he who should feel my wrath. He and the code he chose as basis for control. Language codes, information codes, beamed all around us, genetic codes spanning history. By controlling the codes, Cypher Zero intends to unify the world. Codes implanted into our heads, sucking our minds dry as it spreads from one host to the next. A parasite upon this earth, that is what Zero is. As one born into this world, he's afflicted. I hold him responsible for killing my freedom. Killing all traces of my past. Killing any promise of a future. We are all but dead men forced to walk upon this earth. A world reduced to zero. Cypher plans to use its codes to control the world. They think they can. And the mother tongue of all those codes is English. The word became flesh. The final parasite. It knows English. An English strain of the vocal parasite. I will exterminate the English language. With this, I'll rid the world of infestation. All men will breathe free again, reclaim their past, present, and future. This is no ethnic cleanser. It is a liberator. To free the world from Zero. Let the world be. Sans lingua franca, the world will be torn asunder. And then it shall be free. People will suffer, of course. A phantom pain. The world will need a new common tongue. A language of nukes. My metal years shall be the thread by which all countries are bound together. In equality. No words will be needed. Every man will be forced to recognize his neighbor. People will swallow their pain. They will link lost hands. And the world will become one. This war is peace.
¿Y eso es todo? Peter Borón, ¿qué tal, hermano? ¿Cómo vamos? Saludos, Peter. ¿Se duerme? Sí, ya le dijo todo lo que tenía que decir y ahora hay que esperar a que lleguen al lugar. Por eso me parece una mierda lo que hicieron de que este juego se volviera mundo abierto. O sea, los espacios entre lugares son paja. Son paja, son solo espacios entre lugares para hacerte ir en un carro y perder tiempo, o ir a pata y perder tiempo, o ir en un caballo y perder tiempo. Y esto hubiera quedado mucho mejor, que hubiera quedado, lo hubieran llevado, luego lo hubieran cortado y luego hubieran llegado al lugar. Y ya.
Sahelanthropus will take the first giant step into a brave new. It is the bell with which a world trodden upon by words declares its independence.
Saludos, Peter Barrón.
We are here.
Cuando lo ve uno así dice, uy, miren, es Rex.
Remember the Alamo.
This is Queequeg on station to provide cover. Get us a line of fire. Roger that.
We're not the only demons in this world. Like you, vengeance is all he has. It's man's thirst for revenge that drives the times. Just as you live because of me, he lives because of you. Show him!
Uy, el hombre de fuego. No lo atacó.
Wait!
Gracias por compartir, Peter.
Who is doing this? Such a lust for revenge? Who? Fall back! Fall back!
Su madre. Continuará. The White Mamba. Pam 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 pam. Pam pam pam. Recompensas. Skull Face Cypher XOF. Bueno. Soldados Elite, creo que solo saqué como 2 nomás. Y Kikongo, ¿sabe? Kikongo.
Mission list updated. Please select a mission. Please select a mission.
Sahelanthropus is on the move. The instruments on the support chopper are all malfunctioning. And Eli's acting strangely for some reason. Something's not right. Boss, for now, just get away from that thing. Hurry!
Bueno, vamos a hacer la misión del Sahelanthropus. Seleccionar equipo de armas principales. Esta es la más poderosa. Uy. ¿Qué es esto? Robert Tornado. Creo que eso es todo lo que puedo hacer. Ninguno. A lo que toca. Cuanto antes. ¿Cuánto antes? 102 veces compartido. Sahelanthropus. Episodio 31. Man se llama Benedict.
Got a spike on the RWR. Strange PRF. What's wrong? Control lost. Can't maintain RPM. We're settling.
Se vio con otro del ahí al lado. Uy.
Recovered control. Ascending. Hey, Snake. There's something wrong with Eli.
Who is doing this? Such a lust for revenge? Who?
Se puso intensa la vaina. ¡Corra, Snake! Siempre hace como una vaca. Sigue ahí mirando, Snake. Ay, se me olvidó ponerme el traje. Debí ponerme el traje de batalla y se me olvidó. Bueno. Marco Antonio, hola Marco Antonio, ¿cómo estás?
PRF anomaly. Quick is outbound. Departing the AO for now.
All units, move in!
Sí, tiene una metralleta entre las piernas, ¿no? Dale pasto a esa vaca. Bueno, varón. Tiene una metralleta en forma de pelación en las piernas. aquí hay 3 tanques dándole a esa miércoles y ahorita nosotros los vamos a matar con un lanzamisiles. ¡Excalibur! Tiene las arqueas metálicas.
Cypher will rewrite the records, and I will vanish from human memory. But the thirst for revenge that I have planted will infest the system. No one can stop it now. Sahelanthropus will unleash that thirst onto the future. Major, I'm burning up!
Boss, get out of there!
De verdad, no me diga. Y se va así despacito, como todo un pro. Nos vemos en el espejo.
Out about Sahelanthropus. Skullface will have won. His plans will become reality. He won't even need to use nukes. That thing's mere existence would be enough to enslave humanity to the fear of nuclear Armageddon. It would tear the world apart.
Ah, no quedó carrito.
It's after you. You need to stop it, boss. Destroy Sahelanthropus.
Como manda el patrón.
Boss, stop Sahelanthropus. Destroy that thing. Diamond dogs and provide backup.
lanzallamas en la polla.
You never cease to amaze, boss.
¡Caché!
Support helicopter requested. Please select a drop point. Supplies requested. Supply drop complete.
Watch out, boss!
¡Ah! ¡Pucha! ¿Dónde está el Sahelanthropus? Pues?
Boss, that's a serious injury. It won't heal on its own. You'll need to treat it with first aid.
¡Ah! Dale a la Olia, es una tarea de esa misión. Cuidado con el rey, un alto capo, el máster. Gracias a David Julián Fuentes Herrera, a Henry Pacheco. Dale a la bola y a Luis Arevalo. Gracias muchachos ahí por sus consejos. Ahí lo logré. Creo que sí, hay completé 2 tareas si no estoy mal. Ahora márquense ahí. Desen un pico. Para rango S en la cintura y full. No sé qué rango sacaría, pero ya lo maté, Gary Hueso. Gary Hueso, gracias por ese like, parcero. No le dispares a Skullface, Luis Arevalo. ¿Está bien, Luis? Como usted mande. Luis Hernández, gracias por el like, amigo. Gracias, Luis Hernández.
Where's the other?
Very close to you.
Se llevó el otro.
Finish me. Kill me.
Técnicamente merece sufrir hasta la muerte. Ahí está, no le voy a disparar. La venganza. Esa es la venganza. También sáquele un ojo y métale un cuerno en la cabeza. Ahí está. A su suerte, a ver si puede sobrevivir.
Do it yourself.
Le dejo una bala y la esta, a ver si es que es capaz de matarse a sí mismo. ¡Qué perro!
Mission complete, boss.
Kill me. Kill me.
Le hizo un favor.
I did it. Revenge.
Esto es lo más estúpido que puede haber pasado. Venganza. ¿De qué? ¿De que usted mató a su propia esposa y dejó a su hijo a su suerte? No sea marica.
Development project has been added.
Anyone can give up his fight by laying down arms. But the feeling of holding a gun, that we'll never forget. Like our lost limbs, the sensation lingers.
she comes! Here she comes!
El trofeo de la batalla, el Metal Gear.
In missing hands. We stand tall on missing legs. We stride forward on the bones of our fallen. Then, and only then, are we alive. This pain is ours, and no one else's. The secret weapon we wield, out of sight. We will be stronger than ever. For our peace. Sahelanthropus will unleash that thirst unto the future. Those were his last words. Cause. Pretentious to the end. Still. Doesn't feel like this is over. And I'll never be whole again.
En el mundo se hablan de aproximadamente 7.100 idiomas, pero solo 6 son designados idiomas oficiales en las Naciones Unidas. ¿Se acabó?
Reaching out, grasping for a fleeting memory. All the thoughts keep piercing this broken mind. I fall, but I'm still standing, motionless.
Uy. Le dio la cepa de los parásitos. Bueno, ahí obtuvimos cassette de Sahelanthropus, Skullface, arqueas metálicas, Psychotoker y su investigación. Espera que me quede. ¿Para qué? Listo. Emblema, arma nuclear. Raven Sword. Dice, ya puedes desarrollar o deshacerte de armas nucleares. Ven el menú de Android. Soldado legendario. Coming in chapter 2.
I won't scatter your sorrow to the heartless sea. I won't see you end as ashes. You're all diamonds.
This man acted as accomplice to the attack on Mother Base.
Why are you here? Revenge against the boss?
I'm not like you!
I think it is time you knew.
I'll go alone.
Boss, what are you...
We can't afford to lose anyone else.
What if she's a spy?
What if I'm a spy? Or you?
Kill her! What should we do, boss? Just give the order.
You were right. He is not one of us. Boss.
Snake?
Capítulo 2. Raza.
Attention! Diamond Dogs! Even with Skullface dead, our brothers are unavenged. And the phantom pain he brought us lives on. Cypher is still out there. We know they planted spies, parasites among us. Watch the man to your left, to your right. Assume nothing. Report everything. It's the only way to protect ourselves. From here on out, you will be my eyes. The deadliest enemy's right here in our midst. And they will get no mercy.
O sea, no confíen ni en sus propios aliados y compañeros. O sea, el mismo enemigo está dentro, somos nosotros. A la verga con Miller.
Unit function added.
Skullface dead, our pain is still right with us.
Plant expansion complete.
We need more strength. We need more men. Diamond Dogs needs to be bigger. Missions have come in too. We still have a long road ahead of us.
Bueno, muchachos, eso fue todo por hoy. Ya seguiremos con el capítulo 2, todo lo extra. Que técnicamente la historia termina acá. Y sigue todo lo extra. Entonces, nos vemos, gente. Hasta luego.